Hey there everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Vishakha Sir. I am a student pursuing PGDM from Indus Business Academy and with me is Priyank Rawat. We will be hosting a presentation on industry analysis of ICICI Bank on the behalf of Bharat Airtel. Please note, this presentation is only for educational and information purpose. Basically, our idea with this presentation was to come up with a reasonable flow of a banking industry. So, starting with the structure of Indian banking industry. So what is structure of Indian banking industry? Indian banks are classified into scheduled banks and non-scheduled banks. Scheduled banks are further classified into commercial banks and cooperative banks. Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of a country. It holds the apex position in the banking structure. Speaking of commercial bank is an institution that accepts deposits, make business loans and offer related services to its customers and the businessman. These institutions run to make profit owned by government, private or both. Commercial banks are further classified into public sector, private sector, foreign sector and regional rural banks. The private sector banks are the banks where greater parts of stake or equity are held by the private shareholders and not by the government. Foreign banks are those banks which have their head offices abroad like Citibank, HSBC, Standard Chartered, etc. The bank provide credit to the weaker section of the rural areas, particularly the small and marginal farmers, agricultural laborers and small entrepreneurs. These are the regional rural banks. So now let's talk about market share. This slide represents the different aspects of the banking industry among the top 5 banks of India in the year 2019 and how they differ from one another. The top 5 banks which we have taken for the analysis was State Bank of India, Kotak Mahindra Bank, HDFC, Axis Bank and ICICI Bank. This slide represents its market share, revenue generation in the form of graphs. What are the products and services provided by ICICI Bank? Accounts, loan, card, banking, investment. Yes, these are the services provided by ICICI Bank. Different type of saving accounts are titanium privilege saving account, gold privilege saving account, silver saving account, regular saving account, pocket saving account, etc. These are the few saving accounts which are provided by ICICI Bank. The different kind of loan provided are home loan, car loan, personal loan, education loan, gold loan, loan against property, loan against security, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. Then there are cards like ICICI Bank Wealth Select Visa Infinity Debit Card, Signature Debit Card, World Debit Card, Titanium Family Debit Card, Gold Family Debit Card, Platinum Chip Card, Titanium Debit Card. These are few cards which are provided by ICICI Bank. In banking, ICICI Bank has the following channels through which it offers its products and services to its customer through branches, ATMs, internet banking, mobile banking, phone banking. ICICI Bank offers you fixed investment options like FD, bonds, mutual funds to help you build wealth at a low risk with secure returns, safety, convenience and tax benefits. So now I'll talk about major market and major customer segments. The major market segments are capital, primary and secondary market. And today I will talk more on major customer segments, which are retail consumers, rural consumers, SMEs and corporate sector. Starting with retail consumers. The bank recognizes the need to be relevant in its product and service offering to meet customer expectations. Customers are offered the facility of availing personal loans, business loans, home loans, including top-up and auto loans entirely on the digital platform. The bank has digitized the process end-to-end, enabling this instant disbursement to pre-approved customers. Next, if I'll talk about rural consumers, of the bank network of 4,874 branches, 50.1% were in rural. The bank has adopted a societal approach in meeting the financial needs of its rural consumers and offers a bouquet of services and products covering end-to-end requirement of rural customers. Next is SMEs. During the fiscal 2019, several digital products were launched for SMEs to meet their business and transaction banking requirements and add better operational efficiencies. Instant digitally processed overdraft facility of up to 1.5 million is available to the SMEs. Additionally, the bank launched business loans based on goods and service tax returns. Last is corporate sector. The bank is focused on meeting the transaction banking needs of corporate clients, including foreign exchange and derivatives, trade finance and payments and collection. The bank also made domestic letter of credit insurance and advising modules available to corporates for handling this inland trade requirements. The rest slides will be covered by Priyank Rawat. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishaka. So now we will be looking at challenges faced by our Indian banking industry, and the first one in our list is credit. Bank's core business is lending, which exposes it to various types of credit risks, therefore increasing non-performing assets. Our current from this graph we can see that India's current non-performing asset percentage is 9.3, which is predicted to increase to 9.9 till the end of 2020. When we see at the ICICI Bank, we see that there is a continuous downfall in the NPA value from past 3 years. Coming to our second challenge, which is market and liquidity. Movement of interest rate, foreign exchange rate, credit spread, liquidity policies impact the bank's net interest margin. Here we can see that there is a list of worst 5 banks with the net interest margin and the top 5 banks with the net interest margin. When we see the net interest margin of the ICICI Bank, we see there is a zoom out growth in its net interest margin from the past 3 years. Coming to our third challenge, which is operation. There is a chance of loss resulting from inadequate and failure in internal system and employees and processes, or even from external events like fraud and misconduct by employees or third party. In this graph, we can see the values of the fraud values and the number of fraud cases which are on the continuous rise. Coming to our fourth challenge, which is technology. With rapid development in the technology and over dependence on it, we can see that bank has become a host of many risks like IT system obsolescence, IT resilience, and the most formidable one is misalignment of business strategy and IT systems as an IT strategy. Coming to our fifth challenge, which is employee. It is very important to attract, retain, and motivate a talented professional and to have a skill management in your bank if you want to execute your strategy very well and want to have a competitive effectiveness. Major competitors in private sector banking with the help of Gartner quadrant. Before that, I would like to mention the parameters which we have taken to formulate this quadrant and categorize our bank into the category of challengers, leaders, niche, and visionary. So the parameters are market capital, total assets, consumer base, employees, number of employees, branches, ATM, CAGR, which is compounded annual growth rate, product portfolio, and sales quadrant variance. These parameters of each and every bank, analyzing it and then comparing it with and then comparing one bank to the another, we have put this bank into the following categories. For the leaders category, we have HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank. We have put them into the leaders category as they have both ability to formulate this strategy and to execute it. After that, we have challengers. In challengers, we have Kotak Mahindra Bank, IDFC First Bank, and Bandhan Bank. All these three banks have the ability to execute their strategy, but they lack in vision. After challengers, we have niche group where we have AU Small Finance and Ujjivan Bank. Both these banks cater the demands of a particular segment of a society, therefore comes under niche category. For the fourth category, which is visionary, we have IDBI Bank. This bank has a good vision and strategy but lack in ability to execute it well. Banking industry, and some of its key highlights are: first one, retail credit market. Under this we have repo rate and reverse repo rate, and from the graph we can see that both these rates are continuously reducing in order to generate currency and to maintain a cash flow in our economy. Second point, adaptation of integrated risk management. In recent years, there is an economic crisis, and looking at that, many international banks and their regulatories have realized there is a big and strong relationship between unhedged market and credit risk. Therefore, they are adopted for this. Integration approach of risk management consists of prudential limit, strong MIS for reporting, continuous monitoring and controlling of risks, and previewing and evaluation. Our third point is digital payment. From this graph, we can depict that in India, there is going to be a fastest growing rate in transactional value of digital payment. And there is a prediction that by the 2023, the value is going to get double, which is currently we have. The scene of digital payment in India is very dynamic and technological enthusiasts are very excited about it. Our fourth point is increase in deposit at CAGR of 11.1% from the fiscal year of 07 to 2019. Now we will looking at the possible outcome of the current scenario. Here we have given some of the prediction. What are the areas where bank has to focus after post-COVID situation? Our first one is credit management, second revenue compression, third customer service and advice provision, and our fourth one is operating model adjustment, cost control and innovation. To overcome this situation and to tackle it in a very effective manner, there are some measures which banks can take. First one, lower net interest margin. Second one, it can educate and train its customer for digital services. Third one, minimizing the physical infection risks. Fourth one, accelerating its digital sales and services. Our fifth one, a drop in payment revenue. Our sixth and last point is be flexible with its vendor and supplier, and it can also invest which can outlive the COVID situations. In this slide we have mentioned all the source from where we have gathered this data to prepare this PPT. Thank you.